What is up? It's Austin Biddy again, the youth pastor at Steele Creek Church. If you are a part of our youth and you are watching this video, welcome. I'm glad you're here. If you're not, I'm also glad you're here. Like, comment, subscribe so you never miss a video. These videos are for our Sunday morning or of our Sunday morning time together. That way you have the opportunity to never miss a Sunday. And if you're not a part of our youth and are interested in joining, we'd love to hear from you. Give us shoot us a message or leave a comment so we can know. So we are on week 3 of our series on influencer. If you haven't seen our other 2 videos, I encourage you to go back now and watch week 1 and week 2 before you watch this one. But the main idea for today is to be an influencer. We need to live small and dream big. So live small and dream big. Take notes, write it down. That's going to be the main idea that we are going to focus on today. Most of the time when we think about an influencer, we think about someone that has a lot of followers on Instagram, they're verified, maybe they have a lot of subscribers on YouTube. We just think about them being popular and influencing us in some way, whether it be encouraging us to buy a product or for a service, something like that, but they'll get paid to do those things. We're talking about influencing people for Christ, being an influencer for Christ, which means we have the opportunity to change the way people behave, think, all of those things. We have an opportunity to change that for Christ and to help them to pursue Christ. So today, we're going to be talking about proximity. Those you are in the closest sphere, those that you spend the most time with, that you see the most often. Those are the people that we're going to focus on by living small, and we're going to dream big that God will give us the opportunity to have millions of followers, subscribers that will listen to the gospel message from us, that we will have that opportunity. So all of us have thrown a rock in water, whether it be a small rock or a big rock. But anytime we throw that into water, we can see the ripples that flow from it. If you throw a big rock into the water, the ripples are greater or bigger the closer you are to the rock. And that's the same way our influence is that same way. Those that are closest to us, we have a bigger opportunity, a bigger splash like those waves, a bigger opportunity to influence them than those ripples that gradually disappear. So when we talk about living small, we talk about focusing on those that we see every day, letting that be our priority, and those being truly influenced. And us having the opportunity to sit down and think about, hey, are my parents or those that I live with, my siblings, my best friends, those that I see on a daily basis, are they better off spiritually because I'm a part of their life? Ask yourself that question. Think about those people that you're truly close with. Are they better off spiritually because you are a part of their life? That's how we think small. That's how we live small. We focus on them because they should be better off spiritually because we're a part of their life. And the next sphere of influence that we're going to talk about is those that we see less common or less often. Maybe some of your classmates, maybe those that you sit around, some teammates that you talk to more than others, some neighbors, maybe the ones that live to your left and right or across the street, maybe some family members. Those are ones that you don't see every day, but you see quite often. Those would be our second area of influence. And the biggest area of influence, or the farthest away, is going to be the rest of your classmates, maybe teachers, social media platforms, the rest of your neighbors, those that you see occasionally, but you don't really have a huge investment in their lives, and they don't have a huge investment in your life. So I want to read in Matthew chapter 5 real quick, verses 14 through 16. It says, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden, nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven." You see, light is really hard to miss in the darkness. When you think about driving or being in the car late at night in those big fast food chains, that the billboards that they have put up that are light up, maybe you think about Krispy Kreme and their hot and ready sign. They stick out when it's nighttime because it's a bright light. And we need to be that same way, no matter where we're at, no matter the crowd, the people that we find surrounding us. We need to be the light. The gospel needs to be preached with our words, with our actions, no matter what we do. The gospel needs to be shown through us. So let us be like that analogy of the light, that no matter where we're at and no matter what room we find ourselves in, we will strive to be the light of Christ. You see, you can't miss the influence of someone whose life has been clearly changed by Christ. You can't miss that. You see, we need to let Jesus transform us more into his image. We need to seek him, seek his kingdom first. That is what it's like to be an influencer for Christ. When we put Christ's kingdom first, when we realize that this earth is temporary, that God has an eternal place for those that are called, those that have a personal relationship with him, we are his. I want to read another verse, John chapter 13, verse 34. A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another just as I have loved you. You also are to love one another. By this, all people will know that you are my disciples if you have love for one another. It's tough to love people from a distance. We say we love them, but to truly love, it's tough to do that from a distance. We love those in our inner circle a lot because we see them. We love parents and our caregivers, grandparents, family members, brothers and sisters. We love those people. We see them all the time. So we need to be an influencer, we need to harness the power of proximity. Harness that power of those that are closest to you. Focus on them. Let your light of Christ shine through you amongst them. Ask yourself and truly and honestly evaluate, are they better off spiritually because I'm a part of their life? Those in your inner circle. I want to read another verse. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33. It says, do not be deceived. Bad company ruins good morals. Bad company ruins good morals. We need to make sure we're the ones influencing other people and not the ones being influenced. Because if we're being influenced by the world, then we are on a very slippery slope. One sin, one tiny little sin can lead to another sin, which leads to another. And before we know it, we have lost our relationship with God, have left him out of our plans, haven't prayed to him in a long time. And God just desires, his desire for each and every one of us is a personal relationship with him. So a great influencer is a person whose family and friends are better off because of them. So we need to live small. We focus our greatest amount of attention and time on those in our inner circle, those that are closest to us, and we dream big. We dream and pray for God to give us the platform where we have millions of people willing to listen to what we have to say. Where in those moments we can share the gospel, we can let the light of Christ that's inside of us shine brightly. We dream big that God will give us that platform. But we don't focus big. We don't focus on all of those things and expect God to grow. We focus on the small areas and pray for God to grow it if he desires, if he wishes. Because one day when we have that big or large audience that we want, we will have that meaningful message already because we focused on the small. We lived small and dreamed big. I want to share about a guy by the name of George. He was in the 1900s, and he was the guy that discovered Velcro. So let me read a short thing about him. He says that he was out in the early 1900s. He took his dog for a walk. When he got home, George noticed that he and his dog were covered in thistle burrs. Fascinated by these very small, pokey plant pieces, he immediately began inspecting the burrs under his microscope. He found that the seed pods were covered in many tiny hooks, which allowed them to grab the soft loops in the fabric of his pants. And he decided to create a two-sided fastener, one which had small hooks and the other was small loops, which is now known today as Velcro. So because George decided to pay attention to something that was small, it had a ginormous impact. Millions of people use Velcro today. It's used in outer space. That's the extent that this has reached. He took something, put it under a microscope, examined it. He focused on what was small and ended up having a ginormous impact. So we need to do the same thing. Focus on those closest to us. Focus on your siblings, your parents, your caregivers, those that you see all the time, your best friends. Try your best to positively impact them in a manner that's well-pleasing to Christ. Push them to read their Bible. Push them to pray. Pray with them. Encourage them. Share Bible verses with them. We need to live small and dream big. So to make an impact, we must be willing to live small. It might sound crazy. We might have the outlook that we're always supposed to dream big, and focus on big. But we need to dream big, but we need to focus on the small. Focus on the everyday relationships that you have and let them be better off spiritually because you're a part of their life. All right? This was week 3. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you were encouraged. So to be an influencer, we live small and dream big. Thank you for watching.